on being a member of a family. When God chose where his son was to be born and then raised, he chose very specifically one thing. Jesus was to be born and raised in a family, with Mary as his mother, Joseph as his human foster father, chosen for who they were, but also how they were: loving, righteous, kind, fair-minded toward all, compassionate, loving of all, and patient. Not as an only child, he had 4 brothers and at least 3 sisters, but he was the oldest child by 2 years. Not as an emperor, nor as a beggar. Joseph and Mary weren't rich by any measure, but Joseph was a skilled craftsman, something he taught and passed on to each of his sons, and they were able to live and raise their children without deprivations common of the time. None of the children died of malnutrition during pregnancy, nor any of the malnutrition illnesses common of the childhood. All grew to adulthood, married, and had families of their own. Jesus learned about love in the family. He learned about the truth and value of the commandments in his family. He learned about sharing the load equally, about how to carry his weight, doing chores, responsibility and consequences of doing wrong. He was a regular human boy in his life until about the age of 13, his bar mitzvah. Then he became aware of his otherness and of his great calling. At others, after age 20, he was fully the Son of God. Our gospel today talks about him staying up at the temple after the Passover. That was the year of his bar mitzvah. From everything he learned in the years as part of that family, he brought it forward into his teaching, into his ministry, into his parables, and into his love for his disciples, his followers, and the world. It is from the love of his mother and the relationship with her that he understands how you will sometimes argue with your mother, especially daughters. And he stresses this, having had 3 sisters and 4 brothers. He knew who argued with whom. But if you didn't love, you didn't argue. He understands that loving someone deeply, but not liking them sometimes, he understood that part. Just because you don't like them on a particular day doesn't mean that you don't love them still. You can love them to death, but want to smack them upside the head. You can love them and love them and love them, but hate their behaviors, hate their choices, and wonder how that same person came out of the same womb as you, or has the same sperm and ovum as you. With my twin, I can't believe that he is related to me, much less my twin. Within those arguments, though, step back and find the respect for the person with whom you are arguing. Look beyond the subject of the argument. Even the Blessed Mother would forget at times that he was the Son of God, and arguments ensued. For she didn't feel as if she was being heard, that her counsel was being attended to. When she recalled again later his great gift, to whom she was saying, "Listen to me, I have something vital to say to you," and who he was, she was chastened, embarrassed, and very ashamed for her vanity. But he reminded her with his great love, "Mother, you will always be my mother. You will always be the woman who gave birth to me, the only woman in the world chosen. You gave me life, and you nursed me. Don't ever allow your role in my gifts to be forgotten. I wouldn't exist but for your sacrifice to my Father. I hear every word you speak with my heart. I heed your wise counsel always. But sometimes it is too soon, or it is just not yet the time." That is the love of which St. John writes. Know it in your heart today. Acknowledge it. For your family today and every day, even when you're fighting with your mom. Blessed be my brother, Jesus, who recalls me so lovingly and gently as we write together. Thank you, brother, for allowing me to write of the things we privately spoke. I love you more every day, if that is at all possible. To my biological brothers and their families, to my twin Brian, I don't know why you carry so much hate for me in your heart. I think back with so much joy and so much pain. That rapprochement a few years ago, where for a few days I had my brother again. That heart beat as a human heart. And then you were gone again. You listened to everyone but me. You never asked me what happened on this day, what happened at this location. What did you say? What did you do? Apparently, only the criminals with whom you work get to have both sides heard. To my brother Timothy, you divorced and married again, and I never knew either occurred. Your daughters both got pregnant and gave birth, and though one is my godchild, I knew nothing of the event. I know not why that hate festers. I know not what caused that hate to be seeded other than the biological mother and her mental health issues. I spoke truthfully of her diagnosis. You did not like that, but you wanted to know Too often I told you the truth, and you returned my truthfulness with hate. Papa, I miss you.